I want you to be psychotic as a founder. After reading all of the books of all the founders from Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Phil Knight, Howard Schultz, Sam Walton, all of them, they all were psychotic. And I want you to remember this acronym, CVS, okay? Number one thing that I saw in every single founder, the ones that I've coached that are at the 7-figure level or in the rooms with the 8-figure founders, the one thing that I have seen over and over and over again is conviction. What is conviction? Because a lot of people say it, but not a lot of people understand what it really actually looks like. Conviction is an internal belief that is so strong you never doubt it and you never question it. It isn't something you question. Whatever religious beliefs you have or lack thereof, you probably hold them deeply and no one could challenge them no matter what they said or what proof they gave you or any of that stuff. You will never waver. It doesn't matter who comes and talks to you, how smart they are, how persuasive they are. You aren't going to change your mind. That thing, whatever that belief is a convicted belief. You are convicted about it. And so when I look at a lot of these founders that get to the ultimate level of success, they all have a high level of conviction about a belief that they have, not necessarily in the product, but the underlying philosophy or mission that they are on. Do you have a mission that you're convicted about? Do you? Are you absolutely 1000% convicted about that thing? And the way that you know someone's convicted is by their actions. When you look at someone's actions, they tell you what they actually believe. People can say all day what they believe, but until you see their actions, that's when you really know they believe beyond doubt that this thing that they believe is true. So if you as a founder are not convicted about what you're doing or where you're going or what you're thinking about or what you're trying to create or what you're willing to sacrifice in order to get there, your team will know. Trust me. Let me share a story to illustrate this. I used to do sales for an online business. Now the founder was running the thing. I was doing the sales on the high ticket offer to bring them into a private group. The second I noticed that my founder took somebody, an applicant, that would have been great for this high ticket offer and decided to coach them one-on-one for more money, I knew that he was not convicted about the thing that I was selling. And I quit very soon after because I thought if he really was convicted about the thing that he was asking for me to sell, he would have told that applicant to join the thing that I was selling. But because he wasn't convicted, I knew that there was no point in me doing it because he didn't believe we could get him the results. So that brings me to the V, all right? So when you think psychotic, CVS. It's easy because there's a pharmaceutical store named after the same thing. So what is the V? The V is value. In order to be convicted, you have to believe that the thing that you have is valuable. A lot of people will say, well, yeah, it has value. Trust me, I have a background in doing sales. I understand value. Everyone can say a thing has value. Everything has a certain level of value. But the question that I'm saying is, does it have an immense amount of value for the people who will be consuming it, using it, doing whatever with it? And the thing that you're convicted about, even if it's just the belief, do you think that there's so much value there that could actually transform someone's life? If you don't, it's not going to really create a lot of conviction, let alone it doesn't create a psychotic founder. Again, if you've watched my stuff of recent, I don't believe that you should have a brand. I believe that you should have something that I call a movement. And one of the things that underlies all of that is that you have to have a psychotic philosophy. In order to have a psychotic philosophy, you have to have a founder that's on a mission. So you have to be a psycho. You have to be a little crazy, okay? It's not saying you're running around town butt naked. It's just saying, hey, I believe this so fully, and maybe the rest of the world doesn't get it yet, but I know that it's true, and so I'm willing to do the crazy things for it. So be a psycho, okay? So the V is value. That value has to be immense. And a lot of people will say that they provide value, but the way you know that the thing has value is, do the people that use it often or have used it before all say the same thing, meaning they're all raving about what this thing does or who this person is? Do you have that? When people meet with you, when they hang out with you, when they buy your product, when they do whatever it is, whether it's your person, you're selling yourself or you're selling a widget, whatever it is, do people afterwards go, wow, that was incredible? They instantly see the value. If not, I'd say go back. Work harder, create better results, find the thing that does that. Because once you do that, it's almost like success is already written for you. As long as you continue to work hard. And you don't have to tell the founder that's psychotic to work hard because they don't see it as work, they see it as a mission. Okay? Which brings me to the S in this is service. Now, I could share that same story that I shared earlier of that founder that had me selling something that they didn't truly believe in. And I could tell that he wanted to serve somebody else. So, who is it that you want to serve? And are you showing yourself to be someone that goes out of their way to serve that one person? Like, if you really are psychotic, you'll do whatever it takes to get in front of the person that you believe needs your thing, and you're willing to do whatever to get them to use it, to buy it, to do whatever. You're willing to say whatever because you know the second that they get that, everything changes. Their life improves, they get the breakthrough they need, whatever it is. So whenever I say, hey, brand is dead, the reason I'm saying brand is dead is because it's become a commodity, all of those things. And the reason I say movement is because movement means that what you're actually providing is true. What you're actually providing is good. What you're actually providing does more than just gives you a different name for the same exact product with zero change. When you create a movement, it's not about how well you sell. It's about how much more is the life of the person that's consuming your thing? How much more is it improved? How much more enlightened are they? How much better do they feel? How much more insight do they get? That creates a movement. That creates people that are willing to do anything to use your services, to use your thing. But if you're not ready to serve them, that might not be your person. That might not be your thing. And so before you start a brand, or before you say, I've got a brand, or before you try to sell another packet of protein to some unknowing person and putting a really cool graphic and really good branding around it, before you go do that, I want you to ask yourself, what does the person that I'm trying to convince to buy my thing actually need? And then what is the fastest route that you could create for them to get there? Not for you to sell, but for you to get them there. And then ask yourself, can I do this with one person? And if you can do it with one person, you can find a way to do it with 10. And if you can find a way to do it with 10, you can do it with a lot more. And then you have a movement. In movements, the beginning often feels slow, but before you know it, it's taking off like a rocket. So be a psycho. Go crazy. As a founder, go crazy in serving other people, being convicted, and producing unbelievable value for them. Let's go.